I'm gonna cut that. No, that'll be the opening scene for sure. And once I say it's the opening scene, it becomes the opening scene. I'm gonna... All right, we pulled the F10 fuel pump fuse. There. That's just running out of fuel as much as we can because we will be running our fuel line, and we don't want to spray a bunch of gas all over the front, so depressurize it basically. Alright, so I think the trickiest part of this is going to be accessing the lines coming up the side of the strut tower here, and then also accessing the port injection and the high pressure pump. So what I'm planning on doing is taking apart the intake. We might have to take off the turbo inlet pipe. So we're going to get started at disassembling stuff up here so that the lines are going to be ready to roll. We're going to have access to feed the line down to the pump. So we'll start taking off this integrated engineering intake. VCDS hose is out of the way. Catch your noses. Teens off. Give it a whackaroo. There we go. One more. Because this is a race car, we've already removed the, oh, not that. That's easy. These are a pain to get out. It's like a little swirly boy on the, right there, right here, right there, and right there. It's where you would attach a car seat. Well, you don't put car seats in race cars. So we already took those out, and then the next thing to get the seat out is super straightforward. You just pull up there, you pull up there, and you just lift up like that, pull your seat out. Now we have access to our low pressure fuel pump. Right. That's a little bit of a rat's nest in here. Basically, we can disconnect our pump controller. That's around dual low pressure fuel pump, and lift up on this our fuel line that runs down underneath. I think we're gonna have to drop the this side of the fuel tank. We'll see how we do that. Dan's here to save the day.
So that needs... Fuck, what are we gonna use for that?
Alright. In order to get this inlet pipe off, the turbo inlet pipe, we had to take the charge pipe off, which has a triple square holding it there, coupler here, and then a T27 or a T30 bracket on here, and then you have to take, well, we had to take the belly pan off, but now we can see the mounting bolt for that inlet pipe right there. There's a heat shield bolt up there, and then there's another mounting bolt 180 degrees from this one. So We'll get the mounting bolts off, the heat shield off, and we should be able to pop this out. And ideally, that gives us access to the fuel line. So this guy here was on the kind of by the oil pan, yeah. And then that was the triple square on the back of the head. So Dan spent a good 15 minutes or so tackling this this Allen. We realized that it's just a part of the inlet. So
it doesn't need to come out.
No. I wonder if that's all oil or if that's like the intake. Didn't they have that issue with the IE intakes?
I don't know.
That is one big chonker.
Compared to that IE one that came out.
That is a big chonker.
Now what?
Oh! Get feeling in my knees back.
This is what we call a gargoyle.
Doctor. Oh yeah, so we'll get this bolt off of here. There's a bolt right down there.
I'm gonna put this screw back in
for this fuel line guard thing. And then I don't know if we get like this bolt off here. I don't know where this starts and ends.
$10 mil on the passenger strut tower here with universal long extension, just because where that AC
looks like it's about ready to fall out.
I do.
That's a little speed secret there. It's been telling me to buy a magnet for 4 years.
I'm gonna get use out of it.
Just got one for him. Menards.com, link in description.
Alright, well that thing's loose.
First you're too cold, now you're too warm.
I know, I made 4 movements and now I'm warm.
We got the heat of the Miata warming us up.
I'm a delicate little flower.
Dan certainly is a flower. Sweet, sweet ethanol.
Let me heat it up in here.
Turby, scurby, scurby.
It really is warm in there.
Okay, that line is out. Now I'm confused because I thought modern engines have returnless fuel systems. What is this? This looks like a return to me. Get the feed out of that bracket, which is the one that we just exposed.
Oh, this?
Yeah. You reckoning anything? Alright. This bolt for this heat shield right here, Dan, like 8 mil or something. I think we'll be able to get this off. Get that off, and then we can pull this out from here. Alright, so this little thing holds the lines at the bottom of the frame rail. There's little tabs on each side. This sits up on the frame rail like this. I just went in with a small flathead, pop the tab out on each side, and then kind of just pried the lines out of their little rests here. We're probably gonna cut out this for the new AN line. It's not really an AN line, it's just AN fittings, but the new line has got a significantly larger OD than this because it's like a reinforced rubber. But now we're gonna disconnect this short hose that runs up to the fuel pump. Can you grab me a towel? And maybe a bucket that I can dump this into. That's going well. Alright, now. Ooh, shake it out a little bit. Alright, so now we're going to pull the line up through the engine.
I mean, could you just stick the line on the end of there and then put a clamp on and pull it through? Where's the clamp gonna be?
I feel like the clamp would get caught on something.
Is it
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Dan's thinking with his whole noggin. Yeah, give me that hose. Some zipper ties. Some zipper ties. You want to make sure you get E85 rated hose. No clue if Audi gives you E85 rated hose, but you know, hasn't blown up yet, so fit on this hog.
Do you think we even need a zip tie?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
big portion of that zip tie might get caught on something anyway.
And then it'll pull our hose off. Yeah, let me see if I can.
I mean...
Yeah, can we cut this zip tie?
Why'd you put it on there? Should I just start yoinking on it?
Yeah, go easy though. I'll try to feed it.
Right, if I feel any. I mean, actually...
Yeah, is that hard line even gonna come out? Does it move when I wiggle it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this like black guard thing, I'm pulling a Malacca because he just 1 minute he's got this out. It was chilling down in there. We had the bolts. Where was that bolt? I don't see that piece anymore.
2 ribs. I took that off and put it up on the...
Oh, so that part chills. Oh, it sits in like that. Okay. This part, we unbolted this. We didn't have a bolt here. I don't know if that's just the way it is. But we unbolted this bracket that was fit on the lines. Separated that off the top of there. And then this was still left behind. And the lines connect right along the bottom there. So I just started pulling and eventually it separated and I was able to pull it. Out that way.
It's a hard line until it turns down into the chassis member.
I see the distinction here. All right, so I've got Dan down at the bottom, and now we're just going to pull that through, hopefully, without that popping off.
I'm gonna give you a little push from the back side here.
Ready? Hold up a sec. All right, we are through.
We got about 2.5, 3 feet.
Okay, I'll probably want to pull a majority. You'll want like 1.5 feet over there. It goes to the top of the tank. That black line that got disconnected down there.
Yep.
All right, so a question we regularly have to ask ourselves is, do we know what we're doing? Absolutely not. But I think we want to lower fuel tank a little bit to get that line up to the top. It's another 13 millimeter. On the other side of the strap back here. All right, kids, there's a bolt on this strap and a bolt on this strap, same on the other side. Now our fuel tank is free, so hopefully we can snake this old line out of here. Okay, so we gotta get this up some.
Fuel tank? Or the line?
The line.
Is any of it accessible from the top side?
Yes.
Well, maybe that would be an easy way to do it.
Can you see that at all?
Where do you think you're snaking it in there?
Towards your legs.
Yeah, I can see it.
This guy right here. There's gonna be a 90 that connects that.
Okay, well then.
It's not here yet though. All right, well we got that ran to the tank. That wasn't so bad.
So Kyle fished up the line from the bottom side after lowering the tank here. And this is the passenger side over here. I was able to just reach and feed this guy up to this point. We've got a 90 that'll go onto here that the line is gonna attach to. Something like this.
So we got our little shield thing on. We had to cut out the slot where the old fuel line went, because now we've got a bigger hose coming through there. Then we will figure out where we want our ECA. Since we already have it wired here, we'll probably shoot for it to go right there. So we'll trim a little bit of this excess hose. The 10-foot line wasn't enough to have leftovers for 90 in it, and then feeding the high pressure pump and the port rail. So we probably would want to get like a 12-foot section.
Maybe get
of
like
hose.
15 foot.
Yeah, so we bought We bought a 10-foot, and then we got an extra 5 just for additional hose. But if you're really pinching pennies, 12 feet should make it.
Sell this car and buy a Corolla.
Buy 15 feet of hose.
Check out our Corolla videos.
Once we get the charge pipe back in, we should be done underneath the car, I think, other than the belly pan. And then we should be able to route ECA, 2 lines, fill the car with coolant, and go test drive it.
It doesn't feel like it would be all the way down there yet, but... So after my expert install of the hose into the, I don't know, one part of the fitting, Kyle's just skeetering the other half on here.
And when this is all the way tight, the nut and the fitting thing should line up together. Definitely want to use a vise from Menards.com. All right, that is how you make an AN fitting. Trick as hell. I wonder if I went one too far. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't leak. We undid the 17 millimeters on the hard line to the direct injectors. Did the T30 at the bottom of the high pressure pump, T30 at the top of the high pressure pump, and then got the harness off. So this will give us access to clamping the new line to there. Now here's the only downside to running this line below that coolant line, is I don't think we'll be able to really clamp it very easily. I don't know. Alright, we gotta go connect the battery, and then we'll turn accessories on and prime, kind of clean out any dirt or debris that may have gotten in the line when we ran it through the frame rail. But actually, since we pulled it with the old line, it's probably pretty clean.
But regardless,
but caution, we don't throw it to the wind usually.
That's a lie. This whole vehicle has been thrown to the wind. Something made noise.
Alright, turn accessory on. We don't have a fuel pump fuse.
Oh, did you pull that out?
Yeah, I pulled that out when I ran the car out of gas.
Well, that would be part of the problem, I bet.
That's probably why it's not priming.
Yeah, so turned it off, right?
F10. Accessories.
Yep. I still don't have anything.
I think I heard it. I'll try the, alright, she's gonna go hog wild, so you might want to look away.
Okay.
I hear her going.
Yep. It worked.
Did it stop right away?
Yep.
I'm gonna run a little more.
Okay.
That's probably enough fuel, right?
Yeah.
So, run this guy here. We're gonna Y it over here. We pulled the high pressure pump, 2 T30s, 17 mil, 17 mil. Remove that so we can get a clamp down there. Clamp on the feet of the high pressure, clamp on the port injector, and fittings, and fitting. Quick connect, quick connect, quick connect back in the fuel pump. In order to get access to this high pressure pump, we disconnected, there's a 10 millimeter nut that goes on here, disconnected this, disconnected this. There's a hard line that goes down there that's got a 10 millimeter. There is your hard line right there. It's next to impossible to see. Dan is getting that hose clamp on. Hose clamp tool is really legit.
Yep, better than a pliers.
Alright, get the coolant lines back on. So we're gonna get that hard line with the 10 mil back into there. I'm gonna have it started. Oh yeah, she's going. Alright, that hurts like a mother trigger.
Now what are the torque specs for that?
3/4 of an Ugga.
Okay, we have what we believe is everything in terms of fueling and with that in mind, we are going to try and reprime the low pressure pump from the tank and see if we get any leaks that are immediately obvious, and hopefully we don't.
Tries a bone back here. We'll try the prime.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Anything?
No, I don't see anything. These fittings are all dry underneath that we did. The stuff at the ECA is dry. I don't see anything under the high pressure pump that's dripping or anything. Nothing from the fuel rail.
Center bud. Alright kids, I touched everything that has to do with the fuel line, so just in case, got spare water to top off the coolant if we need it. Wish me luck. Gotta do a log. Primed the fuel pump a few times to check for any leaks. Haven't seen any leaks. Yeah. I'm kind of nervous. Do I trust my handiwork? Are all the QDs good?